Welcome all you incredible people out there. We just wanted to give you a tiny little update of the Christmas history tour coming up. History Hunter here, and of course
we have Eagle Eyes.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hope you're all doing well. We've been doing a lot of preparations for this trip, and it seems like we might be able to pull this off. Eagle Eyes is very busy with schoolwork the last days. We've been granted some extra days off to be able to go out and give Eagle Eyes a very special experience, a Christmas history tour experience that he has never had before. And as I said, it's all about a 5 to 6 days journey out there, and we are going to have a little route here, aren't we, Eagle Eyes?
Yes, that's the route.
That's the route. So we're kind of starting here, going out to an island, and back. And of course, we're going to do that in
the camper van.
The camper van. And that camper van is actually being prepared as we speak. But let me show you some of the preparations that we have done to be able to try and get onto this journey here. Yeah, I just dried off the bathroom floor. Cleaned everything, sanitized everything. That is ready to go. We need to fill the camper van with water because it's been freezing the last week, so we haven't been able to have water inside it because we are afraid it will freeze rock hard and destroy the system and the vehicle. And it's just a precaution. But now the last days has become plus degrees, and in a few days now I think that the plus degrees will be up in the 6 or 7 plus, and then we can continue putting the water, filling up the water tanks and all of that. Also done a little cleaning on the refrigerator. We don't know whether we will have access to groceries on this tour at one of the locations, maybe 2 of them, and that's because it might be closed. I'm not sure. It's winter time. It's not all stores on the remote areas that are actually open now. So what I have to do, I have to plan very carefully what to put in here, because that's going to last us for at least 3 to 4 days. And you know, I have a hungry young history hunter with me, so I have to be very careful to put all the good stuff in here and have that ready for the meals. What more? Yeah, let me show you something which is very important here in the camper van. In here, this is the nerve center of being able to heat up the camper van during cold days. So I'm just dusting a little bit, taking away some of the surface dust that collects in here. This is a Truma heater. It runs on gas or propane or electricity, but I wish it could have been driven or running on diesel. We might do something about that later, not now, but this thing is a nerve center. If this thing doesn't work, well, we're not going to be in the camper van during the Christmas history tour, because this Truma heater here is extremely important, and out of these nozzles the hot air comes 24/7. And even though you don't maybe have to use that 24/7, we don't want to risk anything, you know, with the water freezing or whatever. So that is going to be a massive cost to run that 24/7 for about a week. But fortunately, we have prepared. Let me show you. These will be our most valued assets out there. We had one from earlier. I had to buy 2 to make sure that there will be no issues with the temperature in the camper van. I have to provide a safe haven for us, me and Eagle Eyes, especially Eagle Eyes. And when you buy this, you have to buy the bottle, and then you have to buy the filling of the gas. So there's quite a few $100s actually in these bottles alone. But I take no chances, so we're going to stack 2 into the camper van's gas propane little compartment, and we're going to stack another one just in reserve. So these are very, very valuable for us during this trip. Excuse me if the light is not perfect here, but this is where the magic starts in the evenings. This is basically just a tiny little kitchen and sink and some gas hobs, but this is so important for me as a dad to be able to provide to my son healthy, good food for him. He's like a steam engine. He just feed him and then he goes. It is insane. It's like the battery bunny advertisement. You see, it goes like forever. So this it's small, but it kind of reminds me of the times I spent on a submarine being a sonar operator. And the kitchen there is so tiny. And it's a miracle what a little chef can do on board that. And I do remember so much making pancakes for the whole crew, because if there's something the History Hunter really can do very well, it is to create good pancakes. My mother taught me that, and I never forgotten the recipe. And I produced pancakes for like 18, 19 guys. And wow, that was such an incredible period of time to see those guys so happy down there on the water eating my pancakes. But this is so important, because this is where we can kind of come together, me and Eagle Eyes, after a hefty day, and we prepare the food and we cook it. It's getting hot and good in the camper van, and then everything is kind of being served onto plates, and we look so much forward to sit down at the table and just enjoy that good, healthy food. And sometimes it's like the only thing we dream about on that day is what are we going to have for dinner. And Eagle Eye is also very glad and happy creating dinners. So I'm so fortunate that he loves to cook. And I'm not a great cook, but I call myself the camperman chef. In these cabinets here, we store our food, and the refrigerator is for all the things that needs to go in there. And then we have several cupboards that we can put stuff into, and basically just essentials. We have plates, forks, knives, glasses, cups, all of that stored in these. Oh, it's so nice to see the campervan completely ready. And here, this is Eagle Eye's little nest, Widerstandsnest, fortified area, no access for History Hunter. Well, of course I have, but Eagle Eyes really likes to tuck in here in the evening after we've done stuff together, maybe played some board games or whatever. And suddenly in the evening he decides he wants to sit down here and just read, because he's a huge reader. He reads anything and everything. And in here he has his own little den. He can pull out the curtains here, shut me out, which he does. Sometimes he's just like, Daddy, I'm gonna be by myself. He's getting older. He's just a young boy still, but nevertheless, like how young boys are. They want to have that little corner, and he really keeps it so tidy. Every morning when we leave, it looks like this. He is such a detail freak when it comes to all his stuff like this. So if I go and mess it up, he will definitely get me. I can promise you that. So I'm happy that he's here. The heat comes out from here and it heats this area very nicely. And under here is a lot of our gear. And I'm just so happy to see him here in the evenings before he goes to bed. Happy reading his stuff, tired. And then he just goes like, Daddy, I want to sleep now. And he goes to sleep. I give him a hug and boom, the light is off. And this will be our little corner for the Christmas tour. Just a little seating area for me and him. and I'm gonna try and decorate it a little bit to have a little Christmas spirit. I already started with some pieces here. This is, by the way, something that I got for Eagle Eyes. This is like a small tiny USB Bluetooth speaker, and one of you incredible people, Laura, you said get him something to enjoy on his trips, and he wanted to listen to music. So this is a DAB radio, and at the same time a Bluetooth transmitter receiver, and it sends music from his phone to that. And this time he has uploaded and downloaded a lot of Christmas songs and all of that, and he's so proud that that's going to come with us on the journey. So thank you, Laura, for doing that. It is greatly appreciated. Eagle Eye is that kind of kid who never asks for anything. He gives. That's what he does. He helps me. We do some charity work for elderly people. We cut down stray trees and trees that people don't want and all of that. We cut them up and we give elderly people free firewood, because firewood has become so expensive. So we cut down trees, we chop them off, we separate them and put them into bags, and we go and drop off free firewood on the doorsteps of people that we see needed. And that is Eagle Eyes in a nutshell. He never asks for anything. He always wants to give, and I'm so happy that he is like that. Nevertheless, this will be such a great little spot in the evening. It's going to be hot, it's going to be cozy. We have enough gas to run this all the time. Every time we come back to the camper van, it'll be good and warm, and that's what I want. I want him to feel that this is comfortable. I want him to feel a joy by going out. He does, but it's so much better when you know you can give a little warm welcoming when you come back to the camper van. Propane gas has become so expensive, insanely expensive, that it's like a real pain in the butt, to be honest. And we are going to convert the heater here to a different type, running on diesel, because that's going to be much cheaper. But in Europe, propane gas has skyrocketed, and it's like 6 times almost more expensive now than just a few years ago. In here, I'm just doing some final checks to see that the water pump hasn't been frozen. I'm checking that the solar charging unit works. This is an electronic block that we have some issues with. You helped us to make that come alive again. And I'm gonna start a little battery charging now, just to top off the 2 huge batteries we now have, and we're not having any issues anymore regarding battery capacity and what we need to use. But during winter time, we use even more lights and stuff. So I'm really curious to see how we kind of come along on this journey, because we never done it before like this in the winter time. So hopefully these 2 massive batteries, I think we have more than, how much is it, 225 plus 300-400 amp hours of battery capacity. So I hope that will really help us to be able to get and come through this journey here today, or on this history tour. So everything is connected, charging 14.3 volts, and within a few hours we are fully charged, and I will keep it fully charged until we leave, and then the battery or the dynamo or alternator in the car will actually keep it topped up all the time. And hopefully we might even get some solar coming in. We have 200 watts of solar on the roof, and I think that is gonna, maybe we'll get some. If not, we are driving every day, so I think we're gonna fill it up pretty nicely. Water tank is completely empty, but one thing that is very cool about this camper van, it has winterized tanks. That means they're isolated and also, or insulated, and they're also heated. So there's one of these nozzles of hot air going into this one at the same time back at the gray water tank. So we can actually, as long as it's thawed up when we leave, I can hit that heater and it will run all the time, and this will never freeze. So really happy for that, and that was one of the most important things for me when we purchased this camper van, and that was thanks to all of you guys actually. And there they are, the first two settled in the compartment, and just a matter of turning it on, start the systems, and hopefully everything will turn out nicely. So I'm checking the oil and the coolant levels. We thought we had an issue earlier on the touching history tour, but it proved to be just the gauge, the temperature gauge. We did a lot of troubleshooting, and it held us back for a day, but it turned out to be everything's okay. So I'm gonna check the oil level here. Yeah, oil level is perfect. I'm very meticulous in the oil changes with filter and everything, and I really try to do my very best. This is a 2.8 liter inline 4 diesel, very smooth, very powerful, has about 28 horsepower, and that's what I wanted. I wanted a larger engine with more horsepower that pulls easier, and it has proven so far to be very good, and we had no issues whatsoever so far. It hasn't been started for several months, so let's see. First, heat the glow plugs. It's going to be exciting. There you go. Started at the first try. Very happy that I have some noises from a fan belt or something, but that goes away in a few minutes. Very happy for that. Yeah, it's running pretty nice. Very smooth. Very happy for that. See here? That is so promising. Let me take you over here. Have a look. This is in my yard. Plus this much was here for about 1 week ago, and just within the last few days it has thawed up. Instead of -5, 6, 7, we're getting 4, 5 plus Celsius now, and it's going to come up to about 7, maybe even 8 and even 9 degrees Celsius plus. So that looks promising, and that's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, you know, I have a lot of final preparations that we have to do every time we leave. This time it's very important that I can keep myself and Eagle Eyes dry and warm and all of that. So we're bringing a lot of extra gear. We've been fortunate to invest into some really heavy duty gloves. We have these heating packs that you can put in your hand and heat your hands. Let me show you something that we could get because of your very kind support. I just want to keep Eagle Eyes, also myself, but mainly Eagle Eyes, very warm out there. And we came across these things here. See that? This is like a fluid filled something. And inside here, you can see there's a little, can you see that? A tiny little metal thing, like a disc. And see what happens when I crush that disc. There we go. Look at that. Can you see it's growing? This is a heat pad. Ooh, that's really warm already. Oh my goodness. So this is gonna kind of eat up all of that and just expand and become very warm for about 1.5 hours. Ooh, that is really hot. See that? So in this way, Eagle Eye and myself, we can carry these. And when it gets a bit nippy out there, we'll just crack out a couple of these, hold it to our hands, put it on our body or whatever we need to. And in that way, it's such a more comfortable journey out there without having to say, okay, we have to go back, it's cold, because this thing here can really heat you up. So that is thanks to your kind support, everybody. So thank you for your kind support. This is a Kyoba outdoor something. I guess they are in many kind of variations, but wow, really warm. Thank you everybody for letting us have the opportunity to get these so we can stay warm out there. So that's going to come in very handy. Also, of course, there's a lot of gear. There's camera, backup cameras, battery packs, charging stations. We have flashlights. This time we're going to use the drone inside a very special tunnel system, and I think you're going to enjoy that. We have some power stations, or at least one of them. We're going to save up to see if we can get a bigger one of these, because this is a very good unit and it helps us to charge all the gear when we're kind of eating or spending the night inside the camper van. But there's so many things that has to be prepared, and especially now going on this winter trip, I'm so afraid that I might forget something, and suddenly you're out there and you go like, whoa, how am I going to solve this problem? But having warm boots, warm hands, warm body, and dry body and feet and all of that, that is very, very important for such a trip as we're going to go to this time. And also it gets dark very quickly, so we need a flashlight also for the tunnels and the bunker systems that we're going to go into, and we're going to need a lot of other gears as well. This is just a tiny little piece or assortment of what I have to take care of. There's a lot of things to think about before we can even stop putting that key into the camper van and leave for another tour.
Daddy, I think these will work very well.
I think indeed these will work very well. Some of them actually activate themselves without us touching them, so I don't know why.
It's because sometimes this thing here.
I don't know why. They just start to work and they shouldn't, so we really don't know what is going on there. But nevertheless, these preparations has been quite interesting to say the least, because we are now trying to learn how to prepare everything to go out on a Christmas history tour, also meaning perhaps maybe some cold weather and even winter conditions. And we are hoping that there will be no, what did you say?
Snow.
Snow. So the snowman is prepared, and so are we. Eli's been very kind to help me the last days because it's been so busy, haven't it?
Very busy.
Yeah, it's been very, very busy. We have quite a few interesting projects. We have, well, Eagle Eyes, tell me about the first one there. You did some research about this, what is it?
World 2 island with aircrafts.
Yeah, and there are 2 aircraft there. One Allied and one German aircraft that crashed on the same island. So we're really, really hoping that the snow will stay away for that, because we're going to go out into the terrain, and snow and ice. Snow and ice, that's not something we like.
No.
It could be cold, it could be a tiny bit of hard ground, but snow, no, we don't want that.
No, thank you.
We have some work that we want to do in a couple of tunnels. We are going to see if we can bring the drone to a second very special tunnel. You've probably seen the video where we try to find that entrance with the drone and it crashes, all of that mayhem. And we have done some preparations, so we have some other types of gear, and we're hoping that we're going to be able to discover and explore more of another tunnel. At the same time, also some other tunnels that we just recently learned about, so that's going to be interesting. And we have, what is that, Eagle Eyes?
That's a fortress.
Yeah, there's a huge fortress that we are so much looking forward to dig more into. And also a Luftwaffe airfield area that I hope will be a pretty cool experience for us all. And then also a little surprise for you.
Daddy, now we can hit the camp van all day long, but we do not need snow.
No, that's correct. We can heat the camper van, as you saw. We got the heat, the gas, thanks to you. We've done all the other preparations. We bought a little thing for the drone. We got some other type of small camera gear that's going to help us out, because the battery runs very quickly down when it's very cold. So we got a couple of more batteries for the camera here. So basically, I think we could be ready, Eagle Eyes, huh? We're just going to tweak a little bit more about the fuel budget, because we had a little unfortunate happening with a little thing we had to take care of with the camper van, and regarding maintenance. I'm going to tell you all about that boring stuff later, but that kind of set us back a little thing. But that is to ensure us that we can be out there even if it comes -degrees.
Yes, Dad, we're pretty much ready to go.
We are pretty much ready to go. And as I said earlier, we have this super thanks feature here. Basically, your opportunity to help us out, to go out and find and share more. And this time, we'll do it the same as the other times. We will create this list for each and every one of you who donate something on the super thanks feature. And you will be historical because your name will be on the Christmas history tour list. And in that way, you will be historical. We will put every name there and we'll bring that out on each project day or project position. We'll bring that out and we'll share our thanks with you as we've done on the other trips, and we thank you all for that. All right, we are ready, aren't we, Eagle Eyes?
Yes.
Santa Claus is ready, the Iceman is ready, camper van is ready, we have decorations in the camper van. All we need now is no snow.
And ice.
We don't need any ice as well, but we have spike tires, all of that. Yes. And if we work out the fuel budget in the end and everything will be okay, we can do the full tour, and I think we'll be ready to go out and share some amazing history with you. And in the meantime, everybody, please stay safe, keep smiling, have a fantastic Christmas holiday, and we will be back with a little update later, and who knows what we'll be able to share with you all in the end. If we don't see you before Christmas, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas
and a Happy New Year.
Absolutely. Stay safe, everybody. Don't forget to smile and take it easy during Christmas holidays.
Merry Christmas.